A 16-year politician dynasty is crumbling as a new leadership redirects Hungary towards the European core. One historic transition is unfolding in the Budapest. Peter Magyar is assuming power following the defeat of Viktor Orban. Total free and urban era obstruction at the European Union level is now in effect. The new administration wants to unlock billions in frozen European Union recovery funds and end Hungary's isolation within the bloc. Removing the Hungarian veto allows the European Union to bypass unified military aid for Ukraine, energy sanctions without internal delay. Brussels is injecting over billions euros into the high-tech shields of Europe to deter eastern threats. 1.07 billion euros in new funding is active today. The European Commission is launching 57 defense projects under 2030 roadmap. Four major flagships, including the European Air Shield, are now operational. European Union leaders seek to build a strategic autonomy to ensure European security regardless of changes in the US foreign policy. A self-sufficient European air and space shield reduces reliance on the US nuclear umbrella and the NATO's traditional command structure. The East Shield is turning the border between the Poland and the Belarus into an impassable digital and physical wall. 700 kilometers of border currently under construction. The Polish military is installing a 50-kilometer deep layer of sensors, trenches, and the anti-mobility system. A state of total surveillance exists along the Kaliningrad Gap. Warsaw and the Baltic states meant to prevent gray zone warfare and illegal migration used as a hybrid weapon by Moscow. This fortification makes lightning strike ground invasion geographically impossible, forcing rivals to the costlier, slower diplomatic or cyber arenas. President Zelensky is proposing a new European security architecture that bypassing traditional NATO bureaucracy. Three non-NATO powers are leading the talks. Ukraine, Turkey, and the UK are discussing autonomous security space. Full-scale joint production of uncrewed systems is the immediate focus. Kyiv wants to rapid security guarantees that avoids long-term political delays of the formal NATO membership. A UK-Turkey-Ukraine axis creates a security crescent around Europe's eastern borders, independent of the Brussels-Washington consensus. Europe is slashing its winter storage targets to gambage on farmer sparing and the diversified supply. 80% of storage target is new recommendation. Commissioner Dan is directing member states to use legislative flexibility regarding gas reserves. Summer preparation is officially starting early. The European Union wants to lower gas prices immediately by reducing the urgent demand for the storage refills before the next heating season. Lowering storage targets reduces the global market's fear premium, tripling energy exporting revivals of their primary economic leverage for Europe. Hanva Aerospace is turning Romania into primary maintenance hub for the NATO's southern eastern flank. 1.3 billion euros in new investment is flowing into Budapest. South Korean engineers are building production centers for the K9 outdigers and redback vehicles. Local manufacturing is scheduled to begin within the quarter. The UK and the NATO wants to shorten supply chains for the heavy artillery to ensure rapid repair during the high-intensity conflicts. Moving heavy production to Romania shifts the center of gravity for the European defense industry away from the old West, Germany, France, towards the new East. The voice of Europe is taking center stage at the European Union to demand quadrupolar world order. One annual summit is occurring in New York, European Union High Representative Kaja Kallias is briefing the Security Council on regional security, a multilateralism first policy, the official stance. Brussels seeks to position the Eurospace as a distinct third power between the US and China Russia bloc. If the European Union successfully lets a faith and a rule of law coalition, it can prevent middle power nations from sliding into the Chinese or Russian space of influence. A new digital border supply system is strangling European travel and highlighting friction of sovereignty versus speed. 3 hours delay are reporting at major hubs. European airports are implementing the new entry exit system. Total gridlock is affecting freight and tourism at the UK France border. Brussels is prioritizing biometric security and migration tracking over the convenience of the fast track travel. Control over the digital gate allows European Union to monitor every non-citizen movement, turning border data into massive internal security asset. Finland is stirring up international treaties to bring landmines back to the Russian border. One treaty exit is currently being finalized. The Finnish Foreign Ministry is justifying the threat return of anti-personnel mines for national defense. A stop and slow doctrine is now the official border strategy. Helsinki believes that the traditional landmines are the only cost-effective way to slow invasion across its massive 1,300 kilometers border. Remining the border makes any ground-based aggression from the east probationary expensive in terms of the human and mechanical casualties. Europe is using climate laws as a silent weapon to punish energy exporters with poor infrastructure. Zero tolerance for the methane leaks is the new standard. The Energy Union Task Force is issuing compliance penalties for all imported gases. A security of supply legal review is now mandatory for every pipeline. The European Union wants to force exporters, specifically from the North Africa and Central Asia, to upgrade their systems or face massive financial penalties. By dictating green technical standards, Europe effectively controls the profit margins of its energy suppliers without using the traditional sanctions.